My name's Dave Bergman. I'm a retired Coast Guard Chief Petty Officer. Spent half my career in Alaska and the other half conducting law enforcement in Central and South America. I currently have a 2.5 centimeter cyst on the pineal gland in my brain, which for those of you who are not familiar with that location is at the very tip of my spinal cord. So it's an inoperable cyst without undergoing brain surgery. So I've decided to retire and raise my family with an outdoor focus. I found that the best way to grow from post-traumatic stress is in-depth work with others who have the same ailments. There's nobody who understands the injuries that we go through more than ourselves. So from that, I dedicate my life to being in the outdoors, whether it's hunting, fishing, or anything outdoors. So I did 20 years in the Coast Guard. I was a victim of a drive-by shooting, as well as I was also mauled by a black bear in Alaska, as well as numerous injuries in Central and South America that don't need to be discussed. So my wife's a nurse, and she is my rock, always being there. She's had to adapt her lifestyle, as well as my son, because with that cyst, I am unable to fall asleep on my own. And without having normal rest, normal sleep, I struggle the next days. I have to take medicine, and sometimes I have to take more medicine, which essentially renders me useless the next day. And because of that, my wife's had to pick up the slack and manage our household on the days that I'm unable to. Normal day-to-day tasks I sometimes struggle with. I basically hit a brick and I can't go any further. At those times, that's where my wife has to step in and either coach me to get me going or relieve me of my duties. Studies have shown that outdoor therapy is a proven method to combat stress, along with many other unseen injuries. But by being able, I get more out of it by being able to give back. And I believe, when all this started and my journey started, I was like, me. I would like to have a free hunt, or I would like to have a fishing trip. And I quickly realized when I was selected by a couple of veteran nonprofits to participate in one of their events that I wasn't getting the maximum prize. So when I came to that realization, I asked myself, what can I do? What's my part in this? Well, having an extensive background in the outdoors, my part is being able to share that with others. Growth, learning, and being able, it's more than just, hey, we're going to go fishing today, or hey, we're going to go hunting today. It's about growth. It's about challenging yourself. It's about learning something new. It's about trying something you may not normally do and getting out of that comfort zone. Once you get out of that comfort zone, then you're able to really showcase your full potential. So I met Dr. Matt Burke. I reached out to him and basically explained my story. And we came together, and Tin Can was looking, how can they help me? Well, my dream hunt is shooting a Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep. So with a little bit of coordination and a lot of pre-planning, there's a lot of work involved. Dr. Burke and myself came up with the plan to make that dream become a reality. Because I applied to many veteran organizations, and unfortunately, I'm not the ideal candidate for a participant because I have extensive outdoor experience. And living in Alaska, it's just the knowledge you have to survive and to be in the outdoors is far superior to what you would require in the lower 48. The reality is in Alaska, everything's trying to kill you. And be it the animals, be it the weather, be it a mechanical breakdown, there's danger assumed with every time you leave your door. And so that knowledge is just something that I want to share with others. I believe Tin Can takes everybody's individual story and works with them to achieve that. Because whether the reality in the world is I believe there is some higher power. With recovery, especially trauma recovery, the reality is something's happened. Trauma can be anything to anybody. It could be stubbing your toe. It could be whatever. It doesn't matter. The sky's the limit. The reality about trauma is it's happened. So that leaves you with a point. You come to a crossroads. And some choose a path that I believe is the better path, and some don't. I believe that God puts everything in our life for reasons we may not understand. He never gives us anything we can't handle. But with trauma, it's happened. So what are you going to do with that? You can make that put a little mayonnaise on that bologna sandwich and make it taste better, or you can be a victim and go down the road of depression, unfortunately suicide, and be a victim. Or you can come to the mindset that this happened and I'm going to make the best of it and grow. And wherever that growth comes, be it spiritual growth, physical, whatever that growth is, that's really it. The trauma, I don't want to take away from that, but trauma is really a gift because it gives us something that it's a high mountain to climb. And once you climb that mountain and have post-traumatic growth, you can share it with others. And that's where true recovery occurs, when you're able to share your story with others. So I was in intensive exposure therapy, and at the end of the therapy, it basically, you come up and share your story, what it means to you, what you did, everything about it. So the Saving Heroes program is, granted, it's a big scale project. However, this first episode will be my story. It'll be the first time I ever come out fully to the entire world. It'll be on the internet with, what happened to me, what I did, and where I am now. And this hunt's going to be very special because this will also be the pinnacle of North American hunting. Being fortunate to live in Alaska, I'm able to hunt Dall sheep every year. So I harvested a Dall sheep as well as a Fannin sheep. And when I was very young, I was very fortunate to draw a desert bighorn sheep tag. So on this hunt, it's going to be a very difficult task. The hunt that we're doing is actually nicknamed the Mountain Marathon. So that is my high mountain to climb. Will I be successful? I don't know. But here I am, that close to a goal, and we're gonna put the boots to the ground and try and get there. And it'll be on film for everybody to see. Like many veterans, I struggled with alcohol, and already having a mental condition, adding a depressant to my body didn't work for me. And it took about a year to actually find the concoction to work. And once we found that, then I had to put down the bottle because prior to finding that recipe, I was self-medicating with alcohol just so I could pass out every night and sleep. Once we found the recipe to cure my insomnia, then I was able to start my real true path of recovery. And that's where we are today. I don't have all the answers, but every day I wake up and try to make it the best day I can. Well, folks can contribute to the mission by obviously financial, but there's more to that. To actually carry the mission forward takes people, takes bodies, takes skills. And those skills are only really obtained by other veterans or first responders that understand what that member's going through. So for anybody that's interested in contributing to the Saving Heroes video project, we've set up a GoFundMe account, as well as taking donations directly through the 10 Can website. And pretty soon, within the next couple months, we are going to kick off a drawing for custom knives. Many of the custom knife makers that were on the History Channel's Forged in Fire have volunteered their services and actually contributed custom, very high quality knives, and we'll be drawing those for winners.